Well, hello my friends and welcome to another pick a card reading. It's been a while. I'm so sorry I've taken so long to upload. It's just been super hectic, super busy with life, and here we are. So I was just craving doing a reading. Don't know if it's to do with the Mercury retrograde, but I was speaking to another tarot reader recently and she said to me that it's just not the time for doing tarot readings, and I was like, yeah, but it's been a month since I've uploaded last, and I feel like I've missed you, my beautiful collective. So here we are, 3 pearls to choose from for advice on your current situation. Advice on your current situation. So we have pearl 1, which is this gorgeous lavender jasper. Pearl 2 is this really pretty, I don't know if you can see the rainbows, but this piece of amethyst is just so dreamy. So pearl number 2 is amethyst, and pearl number 3 is this stunning labradorite. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, advice on your current situation. Timestamps will be in the description box below, my friends, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. So pile 1, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this really kind of comforting and solid lavender jasper. I get a really jasper is such a grounding stone anyway. But from this, it seems like there is grounding but still connection to the higher realms with this purple lilac hue. So, advice for your current situation. Being grounded but maintaining a higher perspective is what I am noticing initially. Let me just get the book because I don't know. These cards are wonderful, but they don't have any kind of keywords or anything like that on the front. They've got a beautiful poem and stuff. So let me just see what this card is. Wow. It says staff. Okay. So pretty. Well, first and foremost, before I look in the book, something was telling me about your position in this situation, because this is advice for your current situation, that this is to do with you being some kind of pillar or some kind of like support in this situation. It feels that you are someone who people either support, they look to for support, or you are the kind of bane of this situation. So it could be that you're in a situation where if you did leave, everything would fall to shit. Or that if you were doing something, you know, maybe you feel also that you're in a situation where you can't leave. But it seems like you're in a very supportive role, to be honest with you. It feels like you're in a grounded, supportive role and people look up to you. They look to you for advice. They are inspired by you. They are inspired by what you do. You know, they look up to you. So let's have a look at these. What is it? Okay. Staff. Okay. So we carry the journey with us. That's what it says. The symbolism is magical connection, journeying, and the world tree. Okay, this is interesting. So amongst the Norse ancients, women are primarily the practitioners of magic. They're called vulvas and practice sidir. Oh my God, I bet I pronounced that wrong. A type of Nordic shamanism, or shamanism, I should say. I'm already liking this card. Vulva translate to staff carrier or wand carrier. The staff is absolutely critical to vulva's work as it represented the world tree. I'm probably mispronouncing vulva as well. So sorry, as it represented the world tree. In holding it, they could enter a trance and journey through many realms. So when the star finds us, it is an invitation to live within the two realms at once. Okay, the seen and the unseen. In what ways are you ready to do this? Do you already do this? How do you think you could do more of it? What places and guides do you want to establish a relationship with? This card is a reminder of your power and abilities. How can you show up for them more? Now, this was reversed, okay? So I'm going to look at it reversed. When the star reversed finds us, it means we are either living too far in the unseen or too far in the external world. This is a call to come home to yourself, get grounded and find balance. So with the staff, and this is the illustrators or creators notes, I took the vibrating energies found in the card Yggdrasil, which is the world tree, and also displayed them here because the staff represents Yggdrasil. I put the staff in an upright position to indicate energy coming from both the earth and the sky. So, advice for your current situation. It was reversed, so I'm going to do that. So, okay, so there's an imbalance. There's a need for grounding. I've got a feeling, I don't know, we'll see what the tarot says, but I've got a feeling that you are doing it, that you are a little bit too, like, in the earth, in the mundane. I think that maybe you're not thinking about the bigger picture, and you are getting bogged down in the details. So much so that you're not really trusting the universe. And what's really interesting is that this stone is about that. You know, it's what I'm also feeling is that you do have the grounding that you require, but it's almost like you don't trust yourself, pile one. So let's have a look a bit deeper with this. Yeah, I'll start off with the tarot. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Swords reversed. I put the camera really high, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I can't see what the fudge cake is going on. Right, okay, so there we are. We have that. This is a bit yeah, just pop you there, honey. There we go. And we've got more room. Okay, so there we go. Bear me 1 second, my loves, little technical stuff. Thank you for bearing with me, my darlings. So we have the Ten of Swords to begin with, reversed. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. What advice for your current situation? I want to do 5. Okay, yeah, advice for your current situation. Interesting. Okay. So, advice for your current situation. I feel like some of you may have left a situation where you didn't feel that you had that sense of stability, which I described earlier. So I don't know, I think that there's this thing where you're trying to kind of transcend that and move through that. And you know that there's good things on the other side of this, but there's some old patterning that's kind of, I don't know, maybe it's not really holding you back. It's more you're in the transition of the release of the old patterns. And you know, like when you have old patterns and you're used to reacting in the same way, but you know that they don't serve you anymore. It's almost like you already know, but you're working through that. That's what it feels like. It feels like a really cool evolution, to be honest with you. That worked. Yeah, like a really nice evolution of self, a nice evolution of personality. It's just that maybe you think that you're not moving when actually you are, and people look at you in a way that, you know, you might not think that they do, but actually they do look at you in a really aspiring way. They think that you're great. They think that, I don't know, maybe you're like, for example, starting a business or starting a venture, and you're like not really getting the results that you want, and you're thinking, oh, what's the point? You know, that's just like how it was before, like how I'm not really moving forward. And yet what's going on is that actually you are moving further forward than you think. And it's actually that whole mindset that's stopping you from actualizing your power. Because the reason why I say that, the reason why I say that is because you've got the Ten of Swords here reversed and the Six of Pentacles reversed. Both of them are a release of power, or a release of restriction. Sorry, not power, a release of restriction. So what that means is that places where you feel that you were going through some drama, or that you were in a place where you weren't receiving what you deserved, this is now changing drastically, you know, particularly with death and justice and the Ten of Cups. Like there's really happy stuff for you waiting around the corner. I don't know if you believe it, you know. And I don't, you know, I honestly, if you've had the Ten of Swords there, I wouldn't blame you, to be honest, because it's almost like you feel, it's almost like, when is it going to happen? When am I going to see the fruit of my labor? When am I going to really see this? But it is waiting for you. For some of you, it could also be that this transformation is already happening and you're just having trouble seeing it as well. Like you're having trouble, like, letting go of the responsibility of being in that position as well, of where you've like had to be frugal, you've had to be like really kind of discerning, you've just basically had to have your guard up, or you're used to maybe things going bad, or like you're not used to things going well, and now it's just like, okay, I think this is about you being ready to receive the abundance that you deserve, because it's waiting for you. It really is waiting for you. Like there's transformation. The time is now, which is right for you. It's justice is being served, and also the Ten of Cups. So I don't know, you know, it could also be, this is very specific, but it could be that some of you might be getting married. Like some of you, like this is the kind of, or this is so specific, that some of you could be entering a contract or an agreement which you had really been longing for. So it might be either a job or a marriage or a relationship, and it is exactly, it's what you wanted, but I don't know, there seems like this kind of like bit of dissatisfaction, or it's kind of left you a little bit unstable. But this is kind of what you've been yearning for. Okay, what do we have here? By the way, this is a really cool deck. This is the Children of Ostara, so I thought I'd use this because we're currently in Ostara in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so that's the Two of Pentacles reversed. Okay. And I haven't really used this deck. And then we've got Eight of Cups reversed. Yeah, it makes sense. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay, wow. Wow. Interesting. And then we have the King of Cups. Wow. Like if some of you are like wanting to manifest love, it's definitely coming. If some of you are like looking at that, I definitely feel that for you. Pile 1. Okay, so we've got this. What is that? Six of Wands reversed. Okay. Interesting how we have all those reversals. I really do feel like, you know, I don't know, there's a little bit of like looking at the bad of certain situations. And if you're saying to me, Reena, but situations are difficult, what are you talking about? Yeah, they are. I mean, I'm not going to lie, like right now, the state of the world and the way it all is right now, it's not easy. It's not easy to do things, but, and I'm not talking about like being mindlessly positive, because believe me, I've been with people, or I know people that have studied and done extensive studies in positive psychology, and it's a lot more, I wouldn't say the word complicated, but it's a bit more intricate than just saying that everything is great. And currently we're in this kind of epidemic of spiritual narcissism where people are just saying things that just literally gaslight and trigger each other. So I don't want to do that. But what I will say is that there has to be a concerted effort to look at the positive. I'll give you an example, right? So like earlier on today, I was like really down, and I went out, and something just said to me, go out for a walk, because I'd been holding the whole day, trying to advertise something, trying to like just work with social media, which is like the devil's, I don't know. But anyway, so I was trying to do that, and it was really getting me down, like really getting me down. So I went out for a walk, and as I was going out for a walk, I didn't have my phone. I listened to another tarot reader actually, and she was doing a collective message, and she said that her, like, one of the main messages from the guides, from ancestors, from spirit, is that don't have your phone on, don't have any background noise. So I left my phone at home and I went for a walk, and so many things came to me in that walk. So many things. Like, I was grateful for the fact that I could see the different colors with my eyes, with all of the brightness and the vivacity of the colors. I was really grateful I could hear. I was really grateful I could walk, because I remembered when like one of my friends, they had a stroke and they couldn't walk, and it was just, you know, just little things like that, and I was just like, oh my god, this is such a good walk. Like, it's just put me back into perspective. So yeah, and I mean, that kind of comes back to the whole, like, not looking at the small stuff, like not sweating the small stuff, and really thinking about the bigger picture, and experiencing this sense of gratitude that will help you to kind of move forward. So this is very much it. And I mean, it's really interesting because we've got the Two of Pentacles here and the Six of the Two of Pentacles here clarifying the Ten of Swords, and then we've got the Eight of Cups, which means to me a pattern that is not being walked away from. It's a pattern that is still disabling you to a certain extent. So there's something about the way that you're approaching a situation that's keeping you in a space where you are not stable, where actually you have got everything that you need to be stable. Now, what's really interesting is that you've broken a system. Like, you've fully evolved beyond a system. You know, death is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Me personally, I like the Ten of Pentacles reversed. It means that you do not conform. Similar to like the Six of Pentacles reversed. You're not conforming to a particular standard. You're not conforming to other people's expectations of you. You are doing your own thing. And I love that for you. You've also got the King of Cups upright, right? Upright with the Ten of Cups. So this means that there's going to be a true emotional connection and fulfillment with the decision that you decide to make, and the decision that you continue to kind of like work, like this path that you're walking. It's almost like you need to be confident that you can just take one step in front of the other and not really see the full path. Do you know what I mean? So just be mindful of that, okay? And then we've got the Six of Wands and the Justice card. Thank you, car alarm, for going off. I thought I was going to have to stop filming, but we didn't. That's all good. Now, the Six of Wands is such a beautiful card. It's like a small success. Yeah, small success. This is such a great card. Look at that card. Isn't it lovely? What's interesting, though, is that... Okay, so what this means is that you didn't succeed in the past. And now I think what's going to happen is that you're going to realise why you didn't. You're going to realise all of those times that you didn't succeed was because of now. So this is fucking brilliant, man. This is amazing, this reading. Really nice. Hope you like it, because I like it. Let's have a look at your oracle cards. Pile 1. I went through 3, no. Pile 1. Let's have a look. Okay, so advice for your current situation: don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. Make sure you're keeping your eye on the bigger picture. Ensure that you are, you know, thinking about the long-term prospects, the long game. I'm feeling to use the astrological dice, so I'm going to use those. Excuse me. There we go. Right. So let's have a look. For my pile ones, advice for their current situation. Okay, so we've got 12th house. Like, I'll put it here. 12th house, Capricorn, and Mercury. Remember, because this is a timeless reading, but we are currently in a Mercury retrograde. So you might be watching this when there is another Mercury retrograde, because Mercury likes to go retrograde quite often. So that might be happening. But I think for me, Mercury and Capricorn, things change. The thing I'm getting from here is that the only thing that we know for certain is that change will occur. The 12th house is, you know, the unknown, the depths, the deep unconscious self. It's not the subconscious. It's the unconscious. It's the bit we have no idea about. We have no clue. So it's really important to remember that we need to trust the unknown and to trust like what we're doing already. Because everything here is giving me such good vibes. Like, you've got such good energy here. But there's just something where you're not believing that this is right, and that is skewing you away. Like, I don't know, maybe there's a Capricornian energy that's like stopping you from, like, because you're thinking that everything's got to be just right or something. I don't know, pile one. But just, that's it. Maybe you think that things have got to be a certain way to work out. So, for example, if something was going to work out in a way that you thought it was going to, and then it doesn't, but then it still kind of works out, but then you're not happy because it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. And I'm laughing because this is me. I usually resonate with pile one, so yeah. And yeah, so I think that's what's kind of going on. If it is, let me know in the comments, because that would be so funny. And I'm just rolling my eyes so hard. Anyway, let's have a look at what the oracle cards are saying. So this is 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. I'm not going to take these reverse because they're just too nice. So Archangel Uriel is I mean, it's super unpredictable. Like, you can't really, you know, Archangel Uriel, I'll be honest with you, we don't really call upon Archangel Uriel because the energy is so intense. But usually when we think about Uriel, this is about North Star energy, about our guiding light, about the direction that we're heading into. So we have to trust with that energy, and it's almost like us understanding. This is why this is the lavender. This is why you pick the lavender, Jasper, because it's about you not only being grounded and being kind of, I don't know if it's grateful, but it's also like recognizing the part of you that has done the work and that you have been able to kind of like ground in this space. Now it's about you trusting that the universe has a plan for you because you've done the groundwork. Does that make sense? So yeah, trust yourself, my beauties. Trust in me. Do you remember that song from, Jungle Book? That's the one, Jungle Book. Oh, sugar. Okay, let's just have a little think about that. Because Jungle Book is about little Mowgli and being in the jungle, this little boy that was taken by the animals, and he had to like trust. So yeah, trust that you're in this situation for the reasons that you're in this situation. You know, you're in there. I'll just drop some cards. You're there because you're supposed to be. Repose. I love these cards so much. Repose. Yeah, so that's like pretty much just chill the fuck out, man. Like, that's what that says. Just chill the F out. Take your time. Don't worry about it so much. It's easy for me to say though, like I'm not gonna lie, like it's easy for me, some rando tarot reader that's on YouTube, but to the extent that, you know, if you think that if you're, it's almost like the, oh no, I saw a really cool thing today actually. It said that anxiety is like you manifesting for the wrong thing. Like over worrying about something is like you manifesting the wrong thing, like you putting so much thought and energy into the wrong thing. So there you go. Okay, so to close out the reading, I've got these two cards which are really cool. These are from this oracle. They're just called power oracle cards, but they're really cool. Trust your journey. So if you had a question, by the way, I just want you to think, if you've got a yes or no answer, and think of your question that has a yes or no answer. You can pause the video if you wish. I should have thought that before, like I did these cards. I forgot that these cards have a yes or no on them. So, yep. And then you can unpause and think of your question. And your first answer to your question is trust your journey. It's a no. You're overcoming personal challenges. Let go of what doesn't serve you and you choose what you become. So that's a no, okay? And then also think of another question. So we've got two questions. Pile 1 is always my test drive pile, because I don't know what I'm going to do. So, you know, here we are. So I'll be able to tell pile 2, think of your questions. But yes, pile 1, think of your second question. What's your second question? Okay. You ready? Pause the video if you wish. And then here we go. Okay, so it's a number no, and it has money here. Breakthrough incoming. Very soon it will all be worth it. Go for it. And this is only temporary. And that's another no. So, pile 1, I really hope that helped. That was a really cool little reading. I enjoyed it. Did you? If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. Do share with all of your friends and anybody who you think that this reading might be useful with. Please do remember that this is a general reading and it is not intended for anything personal. So please don't come for me. This is just a general reading, a rando reader on YouTube. So just be aware of that. Just enjoy it. It's a laugh, isn't it? And it should be only confirmation of what you already know. Anyway, my darlings, have a wonderful morning, evening, night, day, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye. Hi pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you chose this, this amethyst stone is just beyond. I don't know if you're going to be able to see any of that. Let me see if I can show you actually how freaking cool this piece is. You can just about see it. There we go. Like, look at that piece of, look at that. Like, look at that. It's mad, isn't it? So, pile 2, you're like full of hidden inclusions, full of hidden things. There are things to discover. I don't know, you may be coming to some like really deep realizations at the moment about things. Advice in your current situation. Wow. This is going to be fun to pronounce. Pause the video and tell me how to pronounce that. Hold on. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to make myself laugh. But the card is gorgeous, right? Let me see. Yeah, I had to go and look at how you pronounced it, because there was no way I was going to say that and just not be able to pronounce it. These cards are amazing. I absolutely love Threads of Fate. Their cards are just so top tier. I just love them. Inungagap. That's how you pronounce it. Inungagap. So Inungagap is the void. It's the void. The darkness at the beginning of all things. And it's the void from where the cosmos came. It is depicted as a vast and chaotic expanse between the realms of fire, Muspelheim, and ice, Niflheim, eventually giving rise to the cosmos through the interaction of the opposing forces. So the realms of fire and the realms of ice, and then gave birth to this place, Inungagap, yeah. It calls our attention. It symbolizes the initial state of potentiality and the dynamic forces that led to the formation of the universe in Norse cosmology. Inungagap calls our attention to the places where we feel that void type energy. The void is such a powerful place, but with this card, there's particularly an element of desire too. We feel the desire for something beyond the void, for something to spring forth from it so that we can experience something new and different. And in this case, we turn to our attention to the realms of fire and ice within us, the polarities that we find and the friction that we may experience. Even when uncomfortable, this chaos can shake things up. It can create movement in that void space, and that has remained unchanged. I hope you understood me while I was reading that. This card is an invitation to lead into the friction of noticing where we can feel that push-pull dynamic and allowing us for a third thing to come from the existence. We don't go into this space with an intention of the outcome. We don't know what will come with it. We simply just surrender and the creating the space for it. And what's really interesting is that there's no reversed meaning for this card. Wow, so what she says here with the art is, I really wanted to create an image that brought the paradox to the card. How all the perceived terrible exists alongside all the unbearable joy. How they are a part of the same energy and meld into one another. My goal with this card was chaos and expansion. I need to look at this card. It's awesome. You know what it reminds me of? Like, I went to an exhibition by the amazing Alex Gray. We've been really lucky to have a exhibition that's going on in London at the moment, and he specializes in psychedelic art, and that's what this reminds me of. It reminds you of being in a space where you don't even exist. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, like amethyst, like I've been told I can't wear amethyst, because if I do, I will just be I won't even be with the fairies. I'll just be somewhere else. I'll just be somewhere else completely. Being in this reality, oh my God. So I think you are traveling different dimensions. I think you are literally, advice for your current situation: if you don't feel grounded, if you don't feel like you belong, if you don't feel that you have got any kind of, like, if your footing is unsteady, this is why. Because you're in a really kind of mad place of realization where you're trying to discern your world right now. And I don't know, I think, you see, I'm trying to think in the context, like, I'm not thinking that it's negative or positive, but, you know, you came to this reading for a certain reason, you know, advice on your current situation. Now, the kind of thing that I'm thinking of is that you could be not thinking about, like, you might be wondering where you are, like, what are you doing? You might be in a limbo state, but actually you're in a really great space for something really magical to happen. Let's have a look at what the tarot has to say, because this is really interesting. But yeah, it's really interesting. For you, I've got the Mermaid Tarot. I got a couple of new decks, and I just wanted an excuse to use them all. So yeah. And this deck I have been craving for ages. Craving this Mermaid deck. I've seen so many YouTubers use it, and I've been like, oh, I want it. And then she finally did a second edition. Okay. Can you see that? Can you see the way it's just done that? Interesting. So that's the Magician, by the way, if you can't see it. These cards are not very good at jumping out, but that one did, didn't it? Two of Swords. And then we've got the Four of Swords, and then we've also got the Queen of Swords. And I think we'll have one more as well. Okay, I'll take the top card because we saw it, but yeah, Eight of Cups. Okay. So you've walked away from a situation, but this situation has left you feeling a little bit unsteady. I don't know if you're doubting your own self, doubting the things that you've achieved, doubting where you've come from, doubting your journey. I don't know, maybe some of you are even wondering whether or not that this is the right path for you. Whether you've made the right decision about something. And the advice here is to sit with it. Very clear. Sit. Because it's almost like you've created this space where you don't know what's going to happen. It's almost like you've done it because you've needed to. Like, you've done it because this is something that you wanted. You wanted to create this space so that you would be able to create in this way, or that you would be able to have this experience. Because you don't go to this space unless you want to experience that. It's not something that just happens. You have to like actively search for it. You have to like be honest with yourself that you did want this, that you wanted, you know, that you wanted it. Like, what I'm getting, right, is that you, similar, in a way similar to part one, but it's like you're just the next step ahead. You really wanted something. You wanted something. You wanted maybe a level. You wanted to achieve a certain level of, I don't know, maybe you were studying for something, maybe you were, you know, wanting to achieve. It feels like a sense of achievement. It feels like you've actually reached quite a lofty height of realization, enlightenment, whatever you want to call it, stage of spiritual development. It feels spiritual because we've got the Inanga gap, and then we've also got the amethyst, which is just like bouncing rainbows all over the place, and it's just really like, that is such a dazzling piece of amethyst. So, and then we have the Magician sideways, like we don't have it upright. So this says to me that, I don't know, maybe some of you did some like deep spiritual work and you might not have been ready for it. You know, you might not have been ready for the level and the attainment that you achieved, and it's almost like, shit, I didn't realize that it was going to be like this, and now I'm here. It's really interesting, actually. What this reminds me of is when you reach like a certain level of meditation, you have to almost like, you reach a particular stage and it makes you feel that that is the enlightenment, when actually it's the first stage. And if you start to think of that point and crave that point, then that means that you regress in a way. It's actually a really dangerous point, because then you'll start to crave that particular feeling. So what I'm saying is that basically you start to feel euphoric, you start to feel really like blissful and happy, when actually that's part of the meditation. You have to be detached to the blissfulness and happiness. That's the next stage. So you've kind of like gone through all the pain, and now you have to be mindful of the blissfulness. So what's happened here is that it seems like you've gotten to this stage, and now you're wondering like, what the fuck next? Like, what do I do? And I don't know if it's like kind of stopped you from like, I don't know. I don't know if you've like started to doubt yourself in a way about it. And you're starting to wonder whether or not it is you've done the right thing, which is why you're in this space of like, you're in this space of like, shit, I don't know what to do. I think I just need to sit here and just chill out for a bit. It could be that you had some kind of emotional kind of disruption that has caused you to go into this place where you've had to be like, right, I've got to put myself first. And if I don't do that, then, you know, and then you're putting yourself first, and now you're in this kind of like limbo state where you're like, okay, now I don't know what to do. Now I don't know where I'm going. And then it's almost like, you know, what you had before provided you with the structure, but it was almost like a cage as well. I think what the advice is here is that you've just got to settle into that space, that you don't have to make any decisions, you don't have to take action. There is nothing here that tells me that you have to take action about anything. Nothing. It feels like, and the thing is that it's almost like, I wouldn't say that if you take action it'll be the wrong action, but you know, sometimes taking no action is an action. Does that make sense? Okay, these dice want to speak first, so let's go over this first. I would usually clarify the cards, but... Okay, so we've got Scorpio, we've got first house, and then we've got... South or North Node? I can never tell. I would say that that's the North Node. So that's North Node, first house, and Scorpio. Okay. So this, okay, right. So this is actually a reformation of your nodes in a way, because I don't know, maybe in the past you've been used to doing things, you've been used to being active and taking action and going forward and doing things within a situation. Scorpio is very much, even though Scorpio is the most spiritual and the most transformational, it's also the one that has to get, like, it just goes and does things. And there's almost like, I feel like there's a pull on you that you can't do anything. You're just going to have to sit in it. And to ask a Scorpio to just sit in it for a bit is quite a difficult thing to do, but they are very good at it too. So there's qualities there. It's almost like not being obsessive about it, if that makes sense. So not being obsessive about the fact that you can't do anything in this space, and that you just have to rest. You just have to rest. Because I don't know, it feels to me like there's a restructuring of your personality, pile 1 and pile 2. Feels like there's a restructuring going on. And you're needing to take time out to like figure out what the fuck is going on. You just need to just chill, just relax. There's no decisions that need to be made. It's almost like you just have to allow it to rise out of this void. You know? 8 of Cups. Can you please clarify the 8 of Cups? 8 of Cups is clarified by the 8 of Swords reversed. 8 of Swords reversed. Nice. The Queen of Swords is clarified by the 4 of Cups reversed. Good. The Magician is clarified by the 4 of Wands reversed. Yeah, plenty of room. The 2 of Swords is clarified by the 2 of Wands. Interesting, interesting. And last card, yeah, last card is the Queen of Cups. Interesting. And Scorpio as well. Okay, right, so it's similar to pile 1 in the way that, like, you know, there may be an expectation that you think that things might go wrong. But I don't know, there's something here that's telling me about being a little bit of your own worst enemy. You have to be really careful about that. We've got a few doubles here. We've got the 8 of Swords clarifying the 8 of Cups. We've got the 4 of Cups here clarifying. And then we've got 4 of Cups here. We've got the 4 of Swords. We've got 2 Queens here as well. We've got 2 2s here. We've got another 4 as well here. So we've got 3 4s as well. What that means is that you are going through an unblocking. I really feel that you are like going through some major release. And that can be quite disorientating. Yeah, super disorientating. This reminds me of a psychedelic journey, you know. You know, when you take the journey, you have to commit. You have to commit and know that you're at the mercy of these psychedelics for 8 hours, however long it is, however long you try to take it. Oh my God, that just makes me feel so sick. Like I can't even, I couldn't, not anymore. I couldn't. So, I mean, of course this is going to be a hard situation, but I think this is all about you just sitting there and being able to like deal with your emotions, and then you'll be able to like see the I don't know, I just feel like this is going to really help you evolve into something really cool. It's going to help you to, you know, you've just got to sit and allow the thing to arise out of there. Because I don't know, maybe you're a little bit disillusioned with the journey, but I don't even see that. I feel like you were. I don't feel like you are anymore. I feel like you're in the process of, you're just like, fuck, man, this is like, this limbo is more intense than being in the situation that was imprisoning me. Does that make sense? So it's almost about you being able to feel okay with not knowing what the fuck is going on. Do you know what I mean? Just lighting some incense, so bear with me. So yeah, I think it's important to remember that, pile 2. You'll be okay. Be okay. You know, just breathe. Just like as if you were on a psychedelic journey. Just breathe. Remember your breaths, because it's your breaths that will help you to maintain stability. Let's see what your oracles have to say, my darlings. And just keep in the back of your mind that there is a yes/no oracle. So I will be asking you some questions as well that will be yes or no. So anyway, let's see what this one has to say. Okay, you got 2. I'll take it. So we've got this one, a woman holding a heart, which is quite similar to the Queen of Cups. And then we've also got hostilities. So hostilities. I would see this as being quite defensive about what's happening. I think it's defensiveness. I think it's also got a little bit of a nine of wands vibe to it. So this says to me that, and it's another 8 and then 8. They're both 8s. So and then the Queen of Cups is synonymous with the woman holding a heart. I think you've just got to be open to what happens. Obviously keep your wits about you. Don't be silly. But I think, you know, you've just got to have an open heart, really, in this situation. It really does remind me of a psychedelic journey, because if you don't have an open heart and you're just on a trip, man, and you can't get out the trip, you end up having a bad trip. So you have to be really mindful of that, and you just have to just work with it, you know? You really do. Okay, and then we've got friendship support structure. So your friends might provide some really good support for you. Do talk to people about this. Be careful who you trust in that respect, because that's what that's kind of alerting me to. But just be mindful of, you know, just be mindful of yourself, and yeah, talk to others. Okay, so think of your yes and no question. You can pause the video if you wish. And then this card will give you a yes or a no. Okay, it's a no. And I've got breakthrough incoming. Very soon it will all be worth it. It's money. And this is only temporary. And go for it. The thing that kind of like hits me here is that money, like it could be that you are in between jobs. Like it may be that you left a job and that you've decided to go for something. It could be that you've left a relationship. It could be that you're moving between countries. It could be that it feels like something big in the respect of you, like moving from one dimension to another, whatever it is. So what I'm thinking here is that, you know, you just have to be cautious. And you just have to just realize it is only temporary and that something is going to be changing very soon, because you don't really stay in this space for a long time. Absolutely not. Yeah, this is very fast moving. You don't have any pentacles here either. Do you have any pentacles? No, you don't have any pentacles. So this is very temporary. Exceptionally temporary. Like it's maximum months, but this is quite a short transition, so you're going to be all right, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed that reading. That was cool. This card, man, is amazing. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos, and do remember that this is a general reading. You know, if you want a personal reading, you can get in touch with me and I can forward you some more details about that. But otherwise, have a wonderful morning, evening, night or day, morning, evening, night or day, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye, my darlings. Bye. Pile 3, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this gorgeous labradorite. I really hope you can see how stunning this is. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, it's so gorgeous. Oh, sorry for the noise, but it's just really nice. This is probably one of my nicest pieces of labradorites that I own. It's like, there's something so unique and so nice about it, almost coveted. What do you want to tell me? I may be small, but I'm hot. That's what it said to me. Yeah, it's really nice. Like, it's just got so many juicy kind of like things about it. I don't know if you're discovering some new things about yourself, like new things are maybe rising to the surface, things that you didn't realize before, things that you kind of thought, oh, you know, I don't know, you might be discovering new things about yourself. Pile 3. Advice for your current situation. Let's have a look. Okay. Yes, I remember this card. I want to know how to pronounce it, though, properly. I think it's... Oh, no, it'll tell me in the book. Hold on one second. The book is really good, so I'm going to read you the stuff that's in there, because it's nice. But I do remember this card, because, like, it's cool. Galdir, I think that's it. Galdir, Galdir. I think it'll tell me how to pronounce it in a minute. I think sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It did with the last one, but I did have to look it up. Galdir. There we go. Dur. Okay, it means song or incantation. Our healing seeks song. The symbolism is voice, song, speaking, and prayer. Galdir is a type of incantation or spell casting. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Don't come for me. Involving the rhythmic and melodic chanting of specific words, phrases, and sounds with the intention of invoking supernatural forces, influencing events, or achieving certain magical outcomes. In traditional Norse and Scandinavian cultures, Galdir was practiced by individuals known as Galdarmenn or Galdra, who were considered skilled practitioners of this magic art. The practice of Galdr was believed to have power over various aspects of the natural world, such as healing, protection, divination, and influencing the behavior of people, animals, and the environment. This card calls on our attention to our voice and our song. There is so much power in giving. I hope you can see that, and I'm holding it in a proper way. Where am I? There is so much power in giving voice to what lies within us. Our prayers, hopes, and intentions can all be magnified through speaking, singing, and whispering them. Galdr can be a study of history and be quite traditional. It can also be something you choose to get more creative with. At the heart of Galdr is intention and repetition. Give voice to your heart. And there's no reverse meaning to this, so that's nice. I like that. And then she says with the art, I wanted to create a visual of sound waves showing the sound vibrating through the forms of humans. And in that, the interconnectedness of this practice, how healing it is to speak, to be heard, to share, to sing. That's really nice. So there's things of you that are coming up to the surface that you need to come out and you need to share. Interesting how I've got the tarot on canvas here as well. Because this is about expression. In whatever form, yeah? It doesn't necessarily have to be that you are speaking, even though it is about song, but it's also about you being able to like create some kind of like, you know, when people create art, they create vibration of emotion. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords reversed. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Two of Cups. The Queen of Cups has made an appearance in all of the readings, so that's really interesting. Okay, I'll take that one. God, that's an amazing Ten of Swords. I haven't used these cards that often, so it's nice to see them. Okay. There's two here, but I will just take that one. Interesting. Okay, so I think there's just been a period where you've been denying yourself like your own true sense of self. Like you've been denying something about yourself. Maybe you've been denying the fact that you like someone. Maybe you've been denying the like maybe you've been denying something about yourself, like a certain aspect of yourself. This is very specific. It could be that some of you might be even thinking about coming out or something like that. That's I don't know, that just shouted to me. Or maybe even, yeah, something that's just basically that you were in a sense of denial about yourself, and then now you're actually meeting other people. You may have entered into a relationship that's allowed you to be able to express that. The Ten of Swords, there has been a lot of drama around this situation, and there does seem a little bit of like kind of martyrdom that's going on here as well. So, but it's really interesting because I always associate the Five of Cups with like a resulting relationship, because there's always two that are still upright, and we have the Two of Cups here. So there's definitely, I don't know, it could be that you've had to turn your back on maybe like certain aspects, or like maybe certain friends, they haven't agreed with something, but actually you've found something very special in this. You found your voice. You found an authentic way to connect to your emotions. Yeah, because all we've got here is swords and cups. So it's emotions and thoughts. So, and then we've got sound waves here. We've got that kind of like singing the voice of your soul. So it could also be that you've decided to go for something that you really wanted to do. And you've pissed off some people in the process. But guess what? That's their problem, not yours. But you know that anyway. Oh, really? Okay, I thought that was the 10 I was going to say. So we've got the 9 of Swords. That's clarifying. The 7 of Swords reversed. The 9 of Swords reversed. And then we've got the 5 of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Cups. Wow. So whatever it is that's happened, this person has helped you, or this, whatever situation that you've basically come into, I think it's a person because we've got the 2 of Cups, but it could be that you've kind of, no, I think it's someone that you've met that's helped you to feel less alone. Yeah, it's the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, so they've helped you to feel less alone about a situation that you felt that you were alone. Quite simply. 7 of Swords clarified by the 9 of Swords means that you are not worried about it anymore. You did have a lot of anxiety about it previously, but now you're just not that worried about it because now you're just dancing to the beat of your own drum, really. Queen of Wands reversed. Interesting. 2 of Cups. What this could be is that you may have entered into relationships previously with people that were not that great. And now you're realizing that, yeah, and that you're realizing that this is not what you wanted. So what I'm seeing here is that either you're with a group of friends, or even just one friend that you trusted, you were with, you felt like these were the kinds of people that you were hanging out with, that these were the kind of people that you know, these are your crew, your tribe. But actually, it feels like they ostracized you for some reason, or something happened, and because you started doing something differently, and now that you have done that thing that's different, now you're just able to connect more deeply with people that actually resonate with you in a much better way. We have the 10 of Cups reversed, and we have that covering the 10 of, so 2 10s. So it's almost like you're fully realizing what made you happy, what didn't make you happy, the way that it was before. It just felt like basically you were dealing with people that gave you a lot of drama, and that was just really shit. Oh my God, we've got the 2 of Cups again. Definitely some kind of relationship. Definitely. If it isn't, then I don't think this is your pile. Go and watch some of the others. But yeah, this is something to do with like you figuring out the song of your soul, and if you do believe in soul, and then all of a sudden you get the person that you're supposed to be with. That's what it feels like. I'm sorry if it's a very specific reading, but like that's what I'm seeing here, because it just feels like before, you know, you were dancing, you were just doing something for someone else. You know, like when you believe that you think that you want something in a person, and it's like, actually no, these are the things I want. And once you realize that and aligned with that, then all of a sudden this person just appears. It's wonderful. And it's really interesting how we've got the 5 of Pentacles, and then we've also got the 5 of Cups. So there's just like this thing of where, like, you know, when you stopped being like kind of miserable about these things, then things started to bloom. Miserable about the loss. I think it might be a friend group that you might have lost on, or it could be family. That's why I said at the beginning, it feels like someone is coming out or something. Okay, so we've got Leo. Leo. We've got the North Node again, same as pole 2, and the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of secrets. You know, it could also be that you know, that there was something that you wanted to do that wasn't like, you know, You know, for example, if you wanted to be an actress, but then your family wanted you to be, or an actor, and your family wanted you to be a doctor, that kind of thing. And you're like, actually, I'm a really good fucking actor. So, yeah. That's what it feels like. Let me know if that resonates. Okay, so advice for your current situation. It feels like just keep on singing, just keep on, look at that, victory. Keep on roaming to the, dancing to your own drum, babes. Keep on working with your own thing. Keep on doing you, darling. Keep on doing you. We've got Leo here, yo. North Node, you're destined to do this. 8th house, you know, you might have had to keep this a secret from people because some people, they just don't understand. But that is their problem. Okay, so let's have a look at what the Gatsby Oracle wants to say. Perfection, be the best version you can be. Look at that card. That's so Leo, that card. Be the best version you can be. It's gorgeous. I should also learn the astrological correspondences of the cards. I've been a bit lazy and I haven't done. I will do that, I promise. My brain's been kind of consumed with the shamanic stuff, so yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, just do you, darling. Just do you. These are very empowering, these set of readings. If you're attracted to any of the other readings, go, because they're really lovely. They're about, but this one is the most empowering out of all of them, if I'm honest. So well done you, pile 3. So do me a favour, think about a question that is either yes or no. And this oracle that I'm shuffling now is going to tell you the answer to that. So pause the video if you wish. Think about a question that you can answer with a yes or the no. And it says yes here. Skeleton. Trust the process. Embrace the unknown. Beware of unwelcome energy and patience is needed. Trust the process. Pile 3, that was a cool little reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it as much as I do, please do give this video a thumbs up. Share with anybody who you think will find it useful. And do comment and share if you want to tell me about your experience. I do love to hear about it. But anyway, with that being said, remember this is only a general reading. If you do want to go more in depth in a personal way, then you can contact me for a personal reading. But otherwise, have a wonderful morning, evening, night or day, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye, my darlings.